Hey, it's Becca. We get letters, and I'm going to start sharing some of them with you because it usually represents many of the same questions that a lot of you have about cannabis. After watching my video about childhood trauma, Lindsay wrote in about her experiences with partaking of cannabis and how she realized it helps her heal from some traumatic events in her past. You may want to watch the video and then come back. Hey, I'll wait for you. Okay, Lindsay writes, interesting video about healing from childhood trauma and beautifully shared. Thank you. I can relate. I think that I've been experiencing a lot of healing with cannabis lately without fully realizing it until now. Sometimes when I smoke, I'll go so deep in thought, I'll just need to leave the area to go cry in private, in process, and release so much chaos from my past. It's inconvenient at times, hanging out with friends, but it's making me aware of important stuff I need to heal from. I've been feeling confused about it. It's almost overwhelming to feel so many different things after so many years of shutting down and surviving. But I can tell I'm encouraged to work through everything and to let myself become stronger. Watching your video was refreshing and eye-opening, not only for me, but probably others. Thank you for sharing your personal story. She says this is totally a healing plant. I agree, Lindsay. I've been a long-time student of how to recover from childhood abuse and trauma because, as you've seen from the video, I've been there. I think a lot of us who've had a rough childhood, whether there was more or less abuse, look toward cannabis as an agent to soothe ourselves. And I believe we have a remarkable opportunity with this plant to support healing emotional wounds that surface as fear, anxiety, panic, explosive anger, or being shut down. We know what causes these heavy emotions. Many of us were abused, some more than others. Either you had the shit kicked out of you physically, you were tormented or taunted mentally, or yes, sexually violated, and oftentimes more than one of those. As a child, if you're having to watch your back and anticipate moves that could be dangerous to you, wouldn't it make sense then that those prickly emotions, those old pattern emotions, stick with you into adulthood no matter how much you want inner peace? And likely, if there hasn't been healing, those thoughts are affecting what goes on in your head and by extension, what goes on in your everyday living. You may have a hard time relating and interacting with people because of these emotional wounds. And that's where cannabis comes in. This plant has over thousands of years evolved in a very intimate relationship with us humans. Cannabis is what the ancients have called a plant spirit medicine. When used on purpose, it can thin the boundary between the conscious and unconscious mind. And Lindsay, that could be very well what you're experiencing. This plant is our ally, and as a spirit medicine, it can be a powerful agent to help us heal when we're able to meet it in the appropriate setting. I would suggest that the plant is calling you, inviting you to find alone time. Get still. Take a couple of tokes. You can always take more, but start modestly and sit with what comes up. It's very helpful to have a little notebook and put on paper what comes up. It's important to breathe. I sound like a broken record, but breathing, deep belly breaths in and out will anchor you and keep you present. These are big, scary emotions that come up. If you breathe, they will not overwhelm you. The biggest challenge in our lives today is that we don't create quiet, alone time for ourselves in order to benefit fully from the psychic healing of the plant. That's what we need to create a framework to begin working with this spirit medicine called cannabis. We'll be talking more about this, and if this is a particular subject of great interest to you, I invite you to subscribe here as well as on our website, mjstraighttalk.com. We'll be talking about it much more there. I'm Becca Williams. See you again soon.